Hi y'all, we're Alec and Cindy and we're sharing the journey. If you've been watching us for a while, you already know we live in a 2019 32-foot Tiffin Class A motorhome, and we travel the country work camping from place to place. What we thought we would do today is share a funny now, not funny at the time incident for me.
No, it was funny at the time. You just didn't think it was.
Maybe for you. But of a situation that occurred at a campground that we were work camping at, where I was, for no better term, sexually assaulted by a guest. Right?
That's where your police terminology.
Yeah, that's my police terminology comes in. So I'm not going to mention the campground that we were at because I just don't want y'all to think that this is a normal occurrence at this campground. We've been work camping for 5 years. It's only happened once, and I don't plan on it ever happening again. But Cindy, describe the campground we were working at and our jobs at the campground, because that's the whole setup for this whole setup.
Well, you were working outside.
Yeah.
And you mostly just took people to their sites and did propane fills and that sort of thing. And I started working inside.
Yeah, so when we were hired as general housekeeping, basically, cleaning bathrooms and stuff. And then the store is so busy. It's a small campground, but they have a boutique at this campground, and they have a coffee shop, and then in the evenings they do wine tasting, right?
Right, and then we would rotate through the couples as to who did wine tasting, because not any one couple wanted to do it every night.
Right, because it was a pain in the butt.
So we've actually have two good stories. But anyway, so Alec and I were doing the wine tasting.
Wait a minute.
That night.
This isn't a good story. It may be entertaining to the people watching, but this was not a good story. I was traumatized.
You were traumatized. But I'm sorry, it was funny. It still makes me laugh to this day. Anyway, so we were doing wine tasting.
Yes, it was our night.
And we would ask people what type of wine they liked. Whether they liked red, white, sweet, dry, whatever. And I would pick out the 4 or 5 that they would taste.
So we did like flights. Like if you go to a brewery or a winery and they say, well, these are our 4 Burgundies, or these are our 4 IPAs. Right. And you get like a 1 ounce glass taste for like $10. And there's a 4 or 5.
Yeah, and then at the end of it, whichever one you liked the most, you would get another 1 ounce, or you could buy a glass.
Buy a glass.
Well, we had these 2 couples doing wine tasting that night.
So,
and unbeknownst to us...
Wait a minute, let me tell a little bit about these couples. So these couples came in your very lower level, mid-grade Class A motorhome. It was nothing. It wasn't like a Prevost. It wasn't like, I mean, it was
like an American Eagle.
It wasn't anything like that. It was a weekend warrior type coach, but they thought they were that and a bag of chips.
They were highfalutin.
Highfalutin.
But so they came in, they signed up and they came in for wine tasting. Unbeknownst to us, the women had already been drinking.
all day.
And we did not realize this, or we would not have served them.
Right.
For the wine tasting. So we're doing the wine tasting. The ladies, after their flight, they wanted a glass of wine. They both got a glass of wine. Their husbands are talking and just having a good evening. And the women were ordering all of these bottles of wine.
Oh, and that's the other thing, is we would
try to sell the wine.
The wine afterwards, because she had quite a backstock of bottles.
Yeah.
Because like we would sometimes, like I would go, she'd send Cindy and I to a winery to pick up an order, like a local Hilton Head, that kind of like a local winery. Right. And
because she liked to deal with the local wineries and the and South Carolina wines.
Yep. Oh, that's
anyway, she would use local wineries and everything. So the wives are, oh, I like this one, I like that one, I want a bottle of that, I want a bottle of this.
And they bought like 6 or 8 bottles of wine, didn't they?
They bought a lot. And so then the women went out front. They had their glass of wine and they went out front and were standing out front, and the husbands stayed inside to settle the bill. And the husbands were shocked.
Yeah, because I think one of the ladies got a second glass of wine. So they had 4 flights and probably 3 glasses of wine, plus they bought like 6 bottles of wine.
So the husbands were shocked.
It's like a $300 or $400 bill.
As to how much the wives had spent, or were spending.
Now, Greg, this is like day 2 of their vacation. They just came down from up north, headed to Florida. And
the husbands were too embarrassed to say,
because their noses, they were a highfalutin.
They said they were too embarrassed to say, you know, we don't want that wine. We'll just have this bottle and this bottle, or whatever.
Right.
They were too embarrassed, and so they just,
because they've been putting on airs the whole time.
Which you'd had no problem saying, oh, we're not buying that much. We'll get this and this, and that's it.
Right, she's going to have to get over herself.
But anyway, so the 2 women had gone outside. The husbands were inside settling the bill. One of the wives comes running back inside. Oh no! She fell in the flower bed.
She was heels up in the bushes.
Somebody's got to come help her. So one of the husbands walked out, got her out of the flower bed, and came back in and said, I don't know what the other man's name was, but said, I don't know what we're going to do. Our camper's all the way in the back part of the campground. I don't know how we're going to get her there.
Right. He said, that wine must have snuck up on her. It ain't snuck up on her.
And so, Alec, being a gentleman,
yes,
said, would you like for me to give her a ride in the golf cart back to your camper? And the man said, oh, that would be wonderful. Alec said, but you're going to need, I'm not supposed to do this.
Yep.
So you're going to need to help her onto the golf cart, because I don't want to be responsible. And you are going to have to meet me at your camper to help her get off the golf cart. The man's like, no, that's fine. That's no problem. Thank you so much. I appreciate you doing this. And I don't know if any of y'all have ever ridden in a golf cart,
and
driven a golf cart.
Their golf carts were old and wore out.
Well, and most campground golf carts are.
Yes.
I mean, it's just nature of the beast. So, these golf carts, and I think just about every golf cart I've been on is this way. No matter how easy you try to ease into the gas pedal, it lunges a little bit.
Yes, it does.
And so Alec's easing into the gas pedal, it lunges, and we're sitting just like we're sitting here.
No, you weren't in the golf cart.
Well, but the
Me
lady
and
was.
the lady.
So the golf cart jerked. I'm just trying to get y'all to visualize this in your head. The golf cart jerks forward. The lady is highly intoxicated.
Yes.
And she goes, oh! And she reaches over and she grabs Alec's leg.
Inner thigh. Leg my ass. High and tight on the inner thigh.
She says, I need something to hold on to.
And she didn't move her damn hand the entire trip down there. And then we get stopped, and I'm trying, okay, you can let go, and she just hanging on. Finally, her daggum husband showed up and got her off the golf cart, and I went back up to the campground store where Cindy was. Says, I don't care how drunk they are. I said, that lady was feeling me up.
No, that's not exactly what you did. You came into the office. None of us knew this had been going on. And you came into the office and you just had this flustered look on your face. And we were like, are you okay? What happened? And Ellie goes, I feel like I need to, oh my gosh, I feel like I need to file a police report. I've been sexually assaulted.
Now,
needless to say, we all busted out laughing in the middle of the store.
Now, I have lots of faults, but one thing is I love my wife, and I don't have any desires for any other women. And I flirt a little bit and joke around, but as soon as anybody either flirts or a woman starts coming on to me, what do?
You get so flustered.
I get so flustered, and I go back and say, Cynthia, you need to go down there. You need to. Woo. So anyway, work camping ain't all delivering firewood and taking people to their sites. Evidently, there's more to it. So if you decide to work camp, you need to be careful.
Follow the rules.
These ladies be crazy. So anyway, that's a day in the life.
That's just a funny story of one thing that happened. It's never happened again.
No. I have taken Cindy on many a golf cart ride and not eased in trying to get a...
Well, that didn't happen.
Trying to get her to do a reenactment, but it ain't happened yet. So anyway, we'll catch y'all on the next video. Just thought you'd like to know what can happen when you work camp your way across America.